Tim McIntyre.
I move that the question be now put.
I call David Shearer.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and it's a pleasure to take yet another call on this bill, on the Hamilton City Council Parana Park Land Investing Bill. What's interesting, I just want to touch on this, the first part of this, because we're looking at Clause 6, but I do realise that in looking at Clause 6, that Clause 7 of the old bill, of the parts of the old bill, has been subsumed into Clause 6, and I wanted just to touch on that because and to ask the question: will there be a renumbering of the bill as it stands at the moment, in order that we don't jump from 6 until 8? I'm fairly new to the House, but I would have thought that that would be corrected when the final draft comes through, and that it was possibly that it's been left there because just to show that it was actually there. But nevertheless, I wanted to bring that to the House's attention at the moment, just as I start to talk about Clause 6. The other thing, the second thing that I wanted to... I was just going to compliment you on your wonderful right arm over the wicket bowling action, Mr. Henry.
Order. The Chair... Let me... Order. Order. I just want to say to members, this is a debate. Debate is addressed to the Chair. Private conversations are in the ayes lobby, the noes lobby, or Copperfields. This is a debating chamber. Debates will be order be through the Chair, and I do not have a fine over arm action. I invite the member to continue with his presentation on Clause 6, which is about the subject of the member's discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was, of course, I don't believe that you've got a strong overarm, and certainly, hopefully, not an underarm either, Mr. Chair. I want to speak to the second part. The second thing that I want to speak to in this clause is coming back to the issue of the nearly half a hectare that disappeared as a result of this legislation coming through. 1 acre has gone. It's disappeared from Parana Park, and it's... Well, I'd like to ask David Bennett if he could investigate that and find out where that 1 acre has actually disappeared to. And I was reading through some of the history that has been supplied to us and some of the submissions given to us, and I was particularly looking at the Laura Callaway submission, an excellent submission on the history of the area and the relevance to this park. And I noted that she mentioned the property that George Parr had gifted, included the house. And then what she was saying was that the house probably dates from 1906 to 1910 and has been fenced off for many years and has been used by the council park staff, which is interesting in itself, but it would have been nice to know that that house itself as well is going to be vested as part of the Parana Park. So the question really, the question I'm posing, a second question to the member who's taking this bill through, is one, what's happened obviously to the 0.4 of a hectare, the 1 acre, but secondly, the question of the house and what's happening to the house. And it occurred to me as I was looking at that perhaps the area around the house might have been the 1 acre that we've lost somewhere in the course of this debate. I actually do think it's an important point, Mr. Chair. The house is still there. From what we understand, it's actually being used by the council staff themselves. It might be useful to actually know.
Calvin, I call Jackie Blue.
Mr. Chair, I move that the question be now put.
I call Calvin.